shot it or wanted to shoot it. Nice precise strike. Hitting for a total of 10 damage, heavily wounding the lizard folk that's engaged to Rain.
And I'll go ahead and make my 15 move and end my turn.
Okay. 0-10, what say you?
All right, I'm going to move up. Up here, and then...
Ooh, getting closer.
I know. Let's do another crossbow.
All right, very nice. You better hit from there. You're only 5 foot away from this thing.
No.
Oh, you miss. I'll tell you what. You got an inspiration if you want to. If you want to use your inspiration to reroll, I'll let you. But it's up to you. You don't have to, but just offering it to you.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. All right. Lizard folk. Gonna go ahead and it's gonna move down 1. It thinks it's gonna get an attack in and hit Rain. So it's feeling pretty confident as it has its heavy club. And the heavy club is swung in, wow, a 22 versus AC. Is that a hit? Sorry, ooh, you're going to take 8 maximum damage. You're in pretty bad shape now. You're about 50% life. So this thing is going to try to follow up with a bite as it latches onto you. But you're able to say, ew, like totally, because it's like drooling the saliva, and you're able to push him away and say, like, no thank you.
So cat-like reflexes.
Oh, I like that. The other lizard folk is going to move down here, and it's going to take a swipe with this great club. It's going to swipe on 0-10. Oh my god, I knew that was going to happen. Oh my gosh, that's a critical hit. I'm so sorry. Thank goodness you guys are level 2. So the blow, 12 bludgeoning damage as 0-10, you have never felt any kind of blow like this before. Boom! You stagger back, you go back on a knee, but you're able to get back up. And this thing is snarling, and it's saying, death to the human. All right, Ander, you're up now. Death to all of you.
All right, I want to move up next to 0 once again.
Okay. And this other lizard man, it also tries to take a bite out of Meacham as well. So I'll do the attack on Meacham as you're doing your attack. So no big deal.
All right, and I want to use one of my feats.
It hits. And what feat would that be?
Healer feat. I'd like to use one of my med kits or healer kits to 10 Zero's wounds.
Okay. So is that now the feat is that in combat? Let me take a look at the feat. That's a good feat, by the way. It's been a while since I've actually read about it. So let's see. Feat. You can drag and drop your feats onto your character sheet too. I didn't know if you had known that. Let's get in here and look at the feats. This is the healer feat. I'm gonna drop it onto your sheet for you. All right, so the healer feat is you're an able physician, allowing you to mend wounds quickly and get your allies back in the fight. You gain the following benefits. So when you restore to 1 as an action. Okay, very good. So yeah, this acts. I knew that it acted as a heal. I just didn't know what type of action it was, an action or a minor action. So very good. So as your action, you move up. You use your healing kit to heal 0-10. Take one of the charges off of your healing kit, and now just go ahead and take a 1d6 and throw it in the tracker, a 1d6 plus 4. And then after the game, I'll make you a healer feat heal. How about that? That way, next time you can just drag and drop it onto the target, and it'll heal. So I'll take care of that for you. All right, so you do minimum, you do 5. But 0-10 will get back 5 health, so he doesn't feel as bashed and beaten as before. So nice job, Andrew. Anything else with a bonus action? Maybe a bonus word? Maybe a bonus action healing word? I don't know. It's up to you. Well, good job with the healing kit.
Much appreciated. Much.
Yeah, and great job on taking that feat. That's a very nice feat to have right off of the bat.
Am I missing an ear?
Yeah, I'd like to use one of my.
You're not missing an ear, but Meechin is. She says, "Hey, watch it, mister." That's the only ear I have.
I'd like to use one of my inspirations to cast Healing Word.
Ooh.
On 0.
Well, there's really no reason to use a healing word. You would just roll the 1d4 that's on the actual character sheet. See that little cross down there? You would just drag that right on whoever you want to heal, and then deduct another one of your spell slots. So another minimum heal, but no problem. Ander, you're definitely feeling better now. Ander, you're back to full health. As you've got Ander behind you, rubbing on your shoulders and stuff, saying, "Oh, I hope this healing word really helped you."
Right there, Ander, right there.
Oh, a little bit lower, a little bit lower, a little bit lower. All right, Meechin's up. Oh my gosh, Meechin's gonna claw this thing again.
Jealous of the heavy petting.
Should be. That's a hit. Let's see if this thing, her attack does 4. We'll move on to Rain. Rain, you're up now. This music is awesome. I
Let's
love
see
this.
if I can't take down this lizard.
Nice
elf here.
swamp music. 14, barely a miss. As the lizard man says, "Ha ha ha! You have no skills, cat." As it parries your second blow with its spiked shield, just kind of pushes you back and says, "You're no match for the lizard man."
Key point to get that one extra hit in.
Oh, spinning a key. She's dropping a key point, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you got him on that one. You snuck past his spiked shield and you cold-cocked him right in the jaw. As you hear his jaw literally just break, and then it just kind of dangles there. And then he picks it back up and shoves it back in socket. Don't mind me being stupid. Alright, so it took 6 damage. It is heavily damaged. Breeze, what say you? You got the pick of 2 targets.
I thought the other one was died. Yeah, it shows that they're both dying.
The first lizard folk, yeah, it's down. So you can take any movement you want to also, Rain.
I should be able to get a clear shot without having to worry about penalties, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out another arrow and take that last shot and finish the last one off.
All right. All of a sudden, that lizard man now turns into a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex. Roll initiative. Oh,
I will use my
nice
inspiration
miss.
to re-roll that.
All right. Ooh, burning an inspiration. Use it or lose it, sister.
And
yeah, this is definitely some swamp music, man. I like this.
And with that movement I took, I'm basically in the hole of the boat, looking to see what else is there, if anything.
Okay. Breeze is moving up.
And that'll end my turn.
All right. Zito 10. You're feeling much better now, 0-10.
Yeah, I'm going to stagger back. 1, 3.
Now that you've been groped by Ander for the last 2 rounds.
You're welcome.
Got a little reach around. I would do a crossbow from here.
All right. Did anybody multi-class or anything?
Jeez. All right, I'll use my inspiration.
I didn't.
No. You guys feel free to multi-class if you want to also. Don't matter to me. All right, so your attack. Wow, a bad miss, Ander. I mean, 0 with a 5 versus AC.
I'm going to use my inspiration then.
All right, go for it. Re-roll it. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. That's a hit, 16. You get a total of 3 piercing damage from the crossbow bolt as it actually goes to the shield and hits him in his arm.
All right, take that.
All right, let's go to round. What is it? Round number 4 now. Ooh, Lizard Man. It's gonna hit. It's gonna try to hit Meechin again with its heavy club. Look at that. Look at that. These lizard men are actually clutch. Does a total of 4 damage to Meechin. All right, Ander, you're up now.
All right, I'm gonna move up closer to Breeze.
Breeze, you're next.
Oh God.
Oh, just
It's worth it.
And I'm gonna whip out my crossbow.
Whoa. Okay. I like the bait there. I'm gonna whip out my crossbow. Oh, you guys are horrible. You guys need to take some crossbow practice back at Crom's Hold. You guys are missing everything.
And that'll be max.
All right. Let's go to Meechin. Let's get a claw attack. Oh, look at that. What do we have there? But a crit. Oh, horrible damage, but Meechin still takes her claw on her fist and she just basically cuts off the head of the lizardman as it flies off about 5 feet and then just falls right into the muck. Kind of does a little splash, and then the body of the lizardman slumps down on its knees and just falls over. Good job, guys.
Well, that was the first combat. They will roll bad the rest of the game.
It always happens. It happens every time. So congratulations, ladies and joims. That was your first little mini combat.
I'll go ahead and start searching over these lizards and see if they found anything that were in the boat.
All right. Now on the lizard men, you're gonna find 1 healing potion, and you're gonna find a total of about 12 gold on all of the 12 gold. We'll say 12 gold, 25 silver. So let me give you guys a little bit of experience. This is what I like about Fantasy Grounds. You can do everything on the fly. All right, you guys got a little bit of experience, so let's do some loot, shall we? So there's 12 gold, so there's 25 silver, and then we got 12, 25, and then a healing potion. Everything is drag and drop. You can just drag it and drop it right in there. All right, so who wants the healing potion? Anybody want the healing potion? Plus, there's all kinds of personal items that belong to these lizard men also. You know, little bone trinkets and whatnot. You're saying
nobody wants it. I can drink it right now.
Yeah,
just give it to it.
Got some toys.
Who wants the potion?
Give it to Rain so she can use it.
Okay. So there you go. You guys got 3 gold apiece, 6 silver, and then the potion went to Rain. Now, there's also some stuff on the lizard men, like their spiked shields. So if you need a shield, go ahead and you can add a shield to your character sheet. They also have some heavy clubs. They also have some javelins as well. So if you need anything, any common type of equipment, you can add a heavy club to your sheet, or a javelin, or a spiked shield. They didn't have any armor, so just their natural scaly flesh. Well, good job. Good job on your first combat. Many more of those to come, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So what say you as you guys are at this the ship that's in the middle of a marsh? What in the heck is going on there? This ship is called the Sea Robber.
Well, if we're not going to take a rest, I'm going to head down one of those potions right now.
If you want to take, sure. If you want to take a short rest, we'll say
I
that you guys
suggest we
can
go into the boat to do it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I was going to suggest that anyway, Breeze. But yeah, you guys these lizard men were searching for something, or maybe they were just trying to scavenge. You know what I mean? But you climb inside of the galleon, this sea robber that's in the middle of a marsh, and you take a short rest. So I won't make you do an encounter roll because you guys did the encounter roll already to find the ship. So now, of course, you guys know in 5e you can take your hit dice heals, which are sort of like the healing surges in 4e or something like that. But instead of 5 minutes, you take an hour rest. No encounter. So on the front of your sheet, at the very bottom, you can see the HD. That doesn't mean high definition. It means hit dice heals. And you can go ahead and use that. Every time that you use that, you get your hit dice back for your class plus your con. And remember, like I said, you guys can spend your inspiration for a max hit dice heal. So feel free to use those if you want to also. Because we got less than an hour to go before we're done. So
Exactly what she needed.
Yep.
Perfect. So I guess you guys kind of want to know what's in this ship as well, because there's all kinds of broken crates and barrels that are half buried in the muck. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to talk about. So inside of this place, there's just mud covering everything, and in fact, this mud has kind of like dried and almost became cement. This ship's been here for a little while, so you really can't crawl throughout the entire ship. But these lizardmen, or whoever else has been out here, is trying to dig a little bit of this out from time to time. But the mast is shattered. It's actually been punched through the hull of the ship. And you find what is actually interesting in the only room that you're in. You can see that there's a handful of pirates, and they're mostly decayed, and they're hanging from ropes. So it looks like these pirates, looks like they probably killed themselves or were killed. Pretty interesting, huh? Now, if you guys are searching around inside here, why don't you give me an investigation check? And this is during the hour that you're taking your rest also.
I will definitely look around.
Very nice. 010, you find a pretty interesting item here. You find a spyglass, and it's almost buried into the muck. And these things are actually pretty darn expensive. These things can be worth upwards to about 1,000 gold. But nice job. Zero, you've found the spyglass. So do you want the spyglass, or do you want to give it to someone else, or whatnot? So basically, what this is going to do, when you look through the spyglass, the mechanic is everything appears twice the size. So, but nice find. You found it buried in the muck.
I think I would keep it. I'd use it as certain, like, gaining information from far off distance.
Sure, yeah, good job. I'll actually add the spyglass to your sheet 010, so you won't have to do it. Great thing about Fantasy Grounds, it makes it easy for the players too, because like that, I just drag and drop it, and now you got the spyglass on your sheet. You know what I mean? Gold, any kind of loot, I can just do through the party tracker. Distribute experience, keeps it nice and super simple for you guys. I love it. So you guys had your hour break. You guys also took a break, ate a bunch of. You guys ate rations too, so deduct a day's worth of rations from your character sheet. Now the one other thing that I mentioned back when you were at Crom Sold. Did any of you not have any rations? Because Cerestival actually offered rations to everyone. Because remember, he's going to be staying at Crom Sold for about a week or so. So if you guys needed any rations, you guys could go ahead and take and add 7 more rations to your sheet. But just remember, those things are heavy.
I had 10, so I wouldn't take them.
Okay. Yeah, if you needed them, go ahead and add them up to 7, because Cerestival, he offered them to you guys anyway. And that's when I started giving you guys the healing potions and stuff, so. All right, so what do you guys think? What next?
Well, go ahead and see if we can figure out if there might have been any kind of tracks or signs of where they came from.
Sure. Give me a, let's see, I would say that would probably be a nature roll. I would say that would be either nature or survival. Let's see. Yeah, tracking would be survival. So give me a wisdom check, and if you have survival, you can add survival on there too.
Can I help with that one?
Sure. Give me a... if you can get a successful check, I'll let him add +1 to his roll. So give me a roll in the tower. Yep, you can add a +1 to your nature check. Nice job. Nice job, Rain. So you can add the +1. And let's see. And remember, you got the Spyglass too, so take advantage of that. Maybe if you want to kind of scour the marsh, or...
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
You could stand on top of that boat, maybe.
I'll try.
Of course, with
I was
maybe
gonna
with
say,
an
get up in the
acrobatic.
crow's
It's the
nest.
highest. Yeah, highest point.
Here, I'll help you up there. Go ahead and,
Okay.
The wind kind of rushes around her as she levitates him up to the top.
Whoa!
Wow.
Fancy dancy, Mr. Ergonasi.
All right.
Whoa, you just swept me off my feet. Ooh. All right, so you're on top of the ship. And you can see for miles in all directions. Of course, there's a mist. But with this Spyglass, I want you to give me a +5 to your perception roll as you're looking and scouring throughout the marsh. And give me a roll the tracking, the survival with the for the tracking.
You want survival?
What is it? Is it survival or what?
Tracking is survival +1.
Yeah,
Does that
survival.
might
Yeah.
help?
Yep, +1 in the box because of rain. Nice levitate. Nice. All right, so it looks like these lizardmen, they came from like a northwestern direction. And then you kind of lose the tracks because the tracks actually kind of, as they step down into the, the peat moss, it just basically comes back up. So you lose their tracks after, about 100 feet or so. But it looks like they're going in they were coming from a northwesterly direction.
So I go down and I say, it looks like they're coming from the northwest.
And whoever's, Ander, if you want to go ahead and do the Spyglass, or 0-10, I'm sorry. If you want to do the perception check, add +5 in the modifier box. Wow, nice. Yeah.
See for miles.
Yeah, you can. Even though the weather's poor, this is a beautiful Spyglass. You take some of the water out of your water skin and clean it up. And even though there's a thick fog that's covering the swamp, you can still see what appears to be almost like a gazebo probably several miles off. And there's like a gazebo covered in, you can see that it's covered in vines and draped with moss, and it's almost, you kind of overlook it at first, but then it kind of catches your eye and you're like, oh crap, there's an old ancient gazebo out there in the middle of nowhere.
This is the northwest direction?
That's more north. Yeah, the gazebo's more north, and the tracks are more north to northwest.
I see an old ancient gazebo. I missed it at first, but there's something up there north, miles away.
I thought you were going to say, I see an old wooden ship, like in the Anchorman. Oh, God, I love that movie.
Stay classic.
And yeah, my son and I watched that movie about 50 times.
It's a movie I need to put on the list.
It's good. Add it. So that's about what you see. That's what you find. And congratulations on your successful first encounter.
Okay.
What say you, adventurers?
I'm going to use one of the poles as a scratching post and look at Meech and ask why the hell there would be this big ass boat here.
Meechin says, well, the only thing that I can really ascertain would be maybe there was like a huge storm, maybe decades ago. Like I said, I haven't been out here since I was a little kid, but I'm thinking maybe it was a storm that kind of brought this thing in here. That's the only thing that I can actually think of. Because the last time I looked, ships needed water. There's no wheels on the bottom of this ship. Like, totally. That's what I think. But you guys really, honestly, you guys have no clue how lucky you are to be in the company of Saristoval. I love that guy. I totally love this guy.
You had to ask, Green, didn't you?
What I would do to him. I mean, did I say that out? Did I say that out loud? A lady doesn't say something like that.
Well, shall we check out?
That was my mistake. I'm sorry.
Should we just follow the tracks or check out the building that you found?
Yeah, that gazebo's like a northern direction, while the tracks kind of go north to northwest. Kind of almost in the same direction.
So we head off that direction, and if there's nothing else here we can investigate or look at, move off that way. And
well, is the gazebo still in the swamp area?
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, the swamp goes on for miles and miles.
Well, if it's northwest for the tracks and north for the gazebo, just walk straight down the middle and see which catches our eye as we go towards the gazebo. We can always hook our right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sound.
You can definitely do that. Yeah.
Sounds
All
logical.
right, so let's go check out the gazebo.
All right. You guys start trekking north. Mosquitoes still eating you alive, all kinds of gnats, and just these horrible aromas that just keep, whisking by your nose. You can hear the sounds of these huge crickets that are croaking off into the distance. You can see fish jumping and splashing with an occasional alligator going into like a river or stream as you guys get close. They're just as scared as you are of them. So as you're getting closer now, everybody can start to see this gazebo. That's probably about a par 5 away from you, about 500-600 yards. And then all of a sudden, as you guys are traversing through this bog, all of a sudden the floor falls out from below you. The peat bog just kind of collapses. So everybody give me a saving throw as you all start to fall about 40 feet from this peat ball that just collapses. So throw a dexterity saving throw into the chat box. Wow, nice rolls. Holy crap. And let's see. We're going to take the bless off, which is not a problem. I'll let those blesses be on there because I didn't take them off. So it looks like everybody was successful except for 010. 010, you plummet about 40 feet down into a hole. But it's not like you're falling on concrete or a wood floor, because you actually kind of splash in the peat. So I'm going to give you a little bit of damage from the fall instead of 46. The peat.
Which one has the levitation on them?
That would be. I'm not too sure. But 0, yeah, you fall.
Good point.
40 feet. Fall 40 feet. Wham! Pow! Splat right into the soft floor of the peat bog as it just kind of opens up beneath you. And everybody else is kind of, whoa, 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 kind of dangling their tippy toes, kind of hanging over the edge of the, you guys are able to, tumble out of the way. But you take 10 damage from the fall.
Ouch.
It could have been worse.
Or, anything right around this hole?
Well, it is a pretty rough hole. I don't know. Does anybody think about what you guys might have on you to maybe use?
I wanted to check to see if there's any trees right around this hole. I've got a rope I can tie to it.
No, there's no trees or anything. Not any trees. No, I would say no.
One of us is a good climber.
Well, I got 50 feet of rope.
The rope definitely goes down to the bottom with about 10 foot to spare. But if you guys want to all work together,
I think one of us should use the rope to get down for most of us, and then can Breeze levitate down afterwards?
I've already used it once. I won't be able to do it again until we take a rest or take a long rest.
yeah, but you guys could all work together, throw the rope down, and 010. You guys could all pull them up. I'm not going to make you guys do any kind of like combined strength check or anything. I mean, there's 4 of you guys, 4 including Meacham pulling up 010, so it wouldn't be a problem.
Oh, Zero, is it just a hole down there, or is there anything to see?
Well, you look around, and while you're kind of shaking the cobwebs out of your head there, 010, and it just looks like the earth the peat just collapsed down about 40 feet.
I just think it's a sinkhole.
That's pretty much what it is.
All right.
You don't see any caverns or anything like that.
Well, go ahead and throw them down the rope, and we'll help on pulling them back up.
Yeah, it is dark down there. So because of the sun is overcast and whatnot. So yeah, it is dark down there. But you get 010 pulled out. You put the rope down into the hole, and you get them out. Little,
Thank you.
I guess probably your pride would probably be hurt a little bit more than anything else, but yeah, you're okay. Took 10 damage. Could have been worse.
Ouch.
If it was a hard floor, it would have been a 46. But the peat kind of softened the blow a little bit for you, so it's only really a 2d10 roll.
When we bring him out of the hole, I'll hold out one of the healing potions for him.
All right.
Well, I got a healing potion. I can use my own.
That's what you want to do.
Sure. I don't know.
Dave?
I'm getting hurt a lot.
Andrew would he casts light on one of his crossbow bolts and throws it down into the sinkhole, giving Zero some light.
Yeah, you pick up the bolt. You look around. There's no caverns or anything like that. Just a big sinkhole. Gazebo, like I said, about 500-600 yards. You guys get 0-10 up, get them all, cleaned all the mud off of them and stuff, and you guys start trekking your way to the gazebo. And what was that?
No, that's what I was going to say. It was just tie the rope around me and we pull him up.
Yeah. Yeah, you get him up easily. Like I said, no strength check or anything like that needed. You trek the rest of the way towards this gazebo, and it's seen better days for sure. It's a crumbling stone gazebo. It's covered in vines, draped with moss. And there's a bunch of scripture on this gazebo. And I'm going to use another cool feature in Fantasy Grounds, the language filter. So a couple of you recognize this scripture. I've put a little bit in chat. So 0-10 in rain, you guys see that this is Elvish scripture, an old Elvish scripture. And it talks about an old fallen Elvish kingdom named Illafarn. But it's not to be, it's like a civilization. It doesn't mean Mount Illafarn that's north of Daggerford. It just talks about a fallen elf kingdom. How, it just fell into despair and whatnot. But this gazebo actually provides pretty nice shelter. Gets you out of the rain. But in the middle of this gazebo, there is a moss-covered white marble statue. Because you got to kind of peel away a lot of the moss and wipe away the mud. And this white marble statue is of a robed female. And this robed female is pointing north. Pointing north.
This probably means that's probably where that elven city is. If that's...
Yeah.
You guys...
Why don't the ones that understand elf, why don't you guys give me a history check? And if you do not understand elf, then give me a history check at -5. Nice, Ander. Very nice roll, Ander. So you know of this, you've heard of this Illafarn, and you know it's not talking about the mountains to the north, Mount Illafarn. So you know that this is once where a fallen kingdom was. So there's probably something buried well beneath the moss. I mean, this is you remember reading about this fallen elf kingdom from thousands of years ago. I mean, it's been a long time. It's sort of a miracle that this gazebo is still standing here. But as for the north, the one thing that you remember reading was that Illafarn, even though it was a huge kingdom, and Waterdeep is pretty close to here, this kingdom actually stretched towards Waterdeep. But you know that Illafarn, that old elvish kingdom, sat at one time where Waterdeep is now. But you're kind of surprised that Illafarn civilization reaches out as far as it does into the Lizard Marsh. So there may be some type of old ruins or buildings that you could find and maybe go in and explore. But you weren't expecting, especially recalling the lore about Illafarn, you're kind of surprised that that kingdom, stretched out this far.
Didn't Sir Estival mention something about a Mount Illafarn where there's an escaped servant?
Yeah, one of the servants escaped from Mount Illafarn, and let me actually give you guys the map of the area of Daggerford really quick again. All right, so here it is right here. Now, Mount Illithorn is to the like northeast, and that's where the slave escaped from. So something is probably going on at Mount Illithorn too. And where you guys are at in the Lizard Marsh, you guys are like right here where the bottom pointer is. So you're miles into the marsh by now.
And is this statue pointing towards Mount Illithorn?
No, the statue is pointing north. So the statue's pointing towards Waterdeep. And with the lore that Ander, you remember, you would think that maybe that the statue's pointing north because of Waterdeep. Maybe that's where the capital of Illithorn once stood, because that's the only thing that you can really think of why it would be pointing north, because Waterdeep is the only thing there. But maybe there's something else that's north that's maybe buried in the Lizard Marsh. I mean, that was a great check, so that's why I'm giving you as much information as I'm giving you. Great check, though. So there could be something there. I mean, this marsh has been here for, hundreds of years. Yeah, could be. Yeah, could be.
Now,
it could.
Go ahead.
It could also be maybe a place of ruins or something like that. It could be a spot where these lizard folk are used as a base now.
Are the lizard tracks leading off that way, or?
Well, they were heading north.
Yeah, they were towards the north, the north west. They were coming from the northwest, so it would be looking northeast now, sort of to the right of where you're at now. That's the direction that they were going. So where the pointer is on the map, the statue's pointing this way, and the tracks were kind of going that way. It's some pretty jazzy music. I like it.
It looks like we have 2 decisions.
Yeah. Go north, or because Meechin, she's the one guiding you guys, and it seems like she's really not doing too good of a job of guiding you guys. Honestly.
So, since we know about the general direction of where the statue's pointing, and we also know where the tracks go off to, probably make more sense to follow the tracks, because they might, get washed away or something.
Yeah, if we keep an eye on this direction, they might end up coming back towards this direction. Never know. We don't know how far these tracks go.
Yeah, could be, especially seeing that maybe their comrades didn't come back. Maybe they'll go looking for them. That's if they're part of a larger, lizardman clan. Usually where there's one lizardman, there's a bunch more, so.
Well, I say we go ahead.
I'm pretty good at terrain too, so I could find our way back. Should we need it?
All right.
Yeah. Plus, Meechin said, "Yeah, I can get us back to Cromsold." But this place has really totally changed since the last time I've been out here. I really thought I used to know this place like the back of my hand, and she just keeps going on and on and on, and you're like, "Please, will you shut up?" Every lizard man in the marsh is going to know we're here if you don't shut up.
Well, let's go ahead and follow the tracks.
Okay.
All right.
I would agree.
So do you want to start trying to track this stuff, or do you want to use Meechin?
Well, seeing how you said that you're good with terrain, Rain, how about you assist just to make sure that we go the right direction with tracking these these steps that we're following.
Yeah, but Meechin doesn't remember anything of this swamp.
No, like I said, it's totally changed a lot since I was a little girl, since I was out here. I'm trying to do Valley Girl, man. It's not working out too good for me.
We don't have that spoon. Gag me with a spoon.
Like totally, dude. All right, so you guys are gonna let Rain do the tracking now?
I vote for Rain.
Yeah, same here.
Okay. Yeah, it seems logical. I mean, Meechin's a little bit disappointed, but she says, I totally, understand. Big sigh. All right, so why don't you give me a survival check there, Rain, as you're guiding everybody through the lizard marsh. You got inspiration too, so if you want to use it, just let me know. And you got 2, Ander. So, all right, Rain. All of a sudden, your whiskers just stand at attention because you guys are traveling for a couple more hours, and off into the distance, you can see that there's a pile of runes, a couple of walls sticking up and whatnot. And now the water's starting to become larger, larger pools of water and a couple of lakes. And the ground is actually a little bit easier to travel on. So now, instead of, having to spend double movement on all of your movement and you're traveling slower, now actually you're on like a thicker type of peat moss. And you're able to travel rather quickly. And off into the distance, Rain, you can actually see what catches your eye is what it looks to be maybe a campfire that's in these ruins. And you're probably a couple of 100 yards away. Because through this fog...
behind me because my tail gives me away.
Yeah, you just imagine. So through the fog, you see this crumbling rune, and it's rising from the mire, rising from all of this fog that's coming up from the earth. And like I said, through the gaps and all of these moss-covered walls, you see that slight flicker of a small campfire. And this place doesn't have a roof. The roof has definitely been caved in many, many, many years ago. But there is a huge net that is draped over the ruin. It's made of vines, leaves, reeds, and it looks like it's covering this place, maybe trying to hide. So I mean, who the hell would put a net over a bunch of runes? And surrounding the rune are several of these huge trees that have canopies of ropey vines and stuff. And then as you're kind of looking around, you can see that there's a couple of ponds around this place that are covered with this bright green, almost glowing green type of algae. And then you can also see that there's a stream that kind of traverses around the entire rune complex. So that's what you guys see in front of you, like a ruined building. Actually, a pretty large building. It's probably about 50, 60 feet wide, and it looks to be quite a large building. Probably about 60 feet or so further away from you as well. So it's probably about a 60 by 60, maybe 100 by 100 foot building. And you can see that, the broken walls, there's a stream that goes into it. All kinds of bushes and trees around it, a stream. And you guys are a couple 100 yards off. So what do you guys want to do? It's quite interesting.
I'm going to pull out my spyglass just to see if I can see.
Ooh, I like it. Using that spyglass, it's kind of funny why DMs put things in games, huh?
So
why don't you Sure. Yeah. Why don't you give me a +5 on this perception check? You're so lucky. Nice clutch. Next time, roll that in a tower for me. The tower's in the
Gotcha,
lower
okay.
right-hand corner. No problem at all. So basically, what you spot as you're, going from left to right, matey, with your spyglass, you
Did I
see
say
that there is
Ah.
you can say whatever you want, man. You see an orc, not a lizardman. You actually see an orc. But as you because this thing makes the orc come to you, it's like the orc is like 20 feet from you. It looks sort of like a mix between an orc and a dwarf. So it kind of looks like a dwarf. You kind of shudder. You're like, ooh, not a half human,
Stubby
half
orc.
orc. Yeah, they are. They're short little stocky fuckers. And you see one of these dwarks kind of mingling throughout the camouflaged encampment there.
All right, guys, we gotta be real careful. There's a dwark over there.
A what?
A dwark? Like, totally, dude. What is a dwark?
It's a stubby orc.
You mean
Looks
like
like an
a
orc. It looks like a short orc.
you mean like a dwarf or a gnome?
More orcish.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen one of those. Let me get a look at that. She goes to grab the spyglass away from you. I got to get a look at this.
I'm not giving it to her.
She says, "Oh, well, then suit yourself." Like, wow, you're so mean, dude.
You'll get a
I'm
good
out
enough
here-
luck once we go ahead and take care of it.
I'm out here risking my life for you, and you can't even let me look through your spyglass? Wow, you just
Will
found
you
that.
shut up?
appreciate
We're
it.
not
What a
that
jerk.
far
I
away.
appreciate everything you do.
Whatever.
With the bickering and stuff going back and forth, Breeze is going to go ahead and try to sneak off, get a closer look at what's going on in this ruins.
Okay, Breeze, give me a stealth check, please, in the tower. I'm going to do a perception check versus your stealth.
I'm gonna go with Breeze because I can't stand this woman.
Give me a stealth check as well, Mrs. Rain. Oh, you guys are clutch, man. You guys sneak up to... I'm going to give you guys a map now, okay? Now for Rain and also Breeze, I'm going to put you guys on the map. So you guys are pretty much here and here. And you can see that there's all kinds of bushes and whatnot. There's this small lake, small stream that goes in front of the ruins. And you see an orc walk by. And, he is a little short guy. And this is where you see him. And you can also see inside of the rune now that you're a little bit closer. And you can see that there are some boxes and some crates. And you can see a couple more walls that are within these ruins. So I'm going to open this up for you a little bit more. So that's about what you see here. But you see him, he just kind of walks by. And then about maybe 45 seconds or so go by, and he walks by again and disappears. And like I said, these walls are, they're sunk into the swamp. They're tilting and covered with this moss and slime, and there's the net. What do you guys think?
I'm going to go over towards, I believe it's a tree. I'm going to go between these two trees and climb the one to my right if it is.
Okay. So you're actually going left to where you were, right?
Yep.
All right.
And then I'm gonna cover the one over here. That way we have both directions covered.
Okay. Sure. I'll open up a little bit more. Now, as you breeze are kind of moving left a little bit, you can actually see that there's another orc, sort of like a spitting image of the other dwarf that you already saw. And this is where you can see the campfire now. And there's boxes and logs around the campfire where these dwarks are sitting. You can actually see the wall. You can see that there's another campfire. Well, you can where you're at, Rain. You can see in the back, and you can see that there's another campfire. And you can also see that there are 3 more orcs where you're at. And one of these orcs looks like a female, and she's in like these robes, and she's up, kind of kneeling over and rubbing her hands together and getting her hands warm on the fire. And then here's the other 2 orcs that you can see also. So you can now see a total of 5 orcs in here.
With being up in this tree, I'm going to go ahead and pull out my bow and get ready just in case, and wait for the other ones to make their way after they notice that we're not there anymore.
I look over to Breeze, see if she notices me, and then hold up my paw to tell her how many more I see from my ankle.
Oh, Meacham, she looks at you and nods. And this is pretty much, as you guys are kind of surveying from where you're at, this is everything that you can see. Still have some things covered up, but from the angles that you just can't see, and the bushes and stuff. So what do you think? You see 5. 1 female, definitely an older looking type of dwarf, and you can tell that she's also, looks like she's got dwarf in her as well. And then you see 4 other these dwarf orcs kind of moving around.
Do we see any of our other members hitting their way over here yet, or?
Yeah, the other party members, sure, they're going to be here also. So there's Meechan, there's 010, and I think Ander is needed. There you go. Anders there as well. So you guys, now, from where you're at, you're not going to need any stealth checks. But if you move any closer, meaning Meechan, 010, or Ander, you guys are going to need to do any stealth. You guys are going to need to do a stealth check. So I'm going to let you guys, seeing that these orcs do not know that you're here, what do you guys want to do? Because you definitely have, if you choose, you have the element of surprise. And I'll give everybody a free round with advantage on your attacks. So it's up to you. Do you guys want to wait it out? Do you want to kind of scope this place out a little bit more? Or what?
I notch my bow and pull the string back, signal to Rain. I'm going to go ahead and take out one of them that I can see. Try to.
Okay. All right. So before you do that, Ander and 010, as you can see, Breeze, knocking an arrow and pulling it back. What are you 2 doing? I'm going to give you guys an action before he opens fire.
I'm gonna, let's see.
Love this music. You guys can all see the orcs running around in there. You can see 2 campfires. So it is semi dim light in there. It is dim light. Especially with the canopy on the net. It's actually it's dim light inside of there.
So do they look like a warring tribe? Or, kind of tell from here if maybe they're just living out their days here, or do they definitely look hostile?
they've been here for, yeah, they're definitely going to be hostile. I mean, they're orcs for sure. But it looks like they've set up camp there and they've been there for a little while. I mean, they had to build that net. And the net is basically covering just about the entire rune complex. So yeah, they've been there for a little while. And plus you can see that they've got like crates and boxes and barrels in there too. And you can see that they're eating. So nobody's doing anything? All right. So Breeze.
You know what?
I'm going to pull out my crossbow.
Okay, everybody pulls their weapons out.
I'm going to use a inspiration point if I can free up a spot or a slot
Okay.
and cast Bless on Rain, Breeze, and Meechin.
Okay, so go ahead and drop it. You don't need to use an inspiration for that or anything. But yeah, you can go ahead and prepare and get your bless spell ready.
How high is this stuff in front of Orc 5?
The wall, it's a normal wall, about 8 foot tall, probably 8-10 foot high. But the orc, you've seen this orc kind of moving back and forth a couple times. So he comes over here, moves closer to the wall, and then disappears over there for maybe a minute or two, and then moves back over towards the fire. And that's where Breeze, you can see him over by the campfire. And then he goes back here and slugs the orc that's eating on a haunch of meat back here and tries to take it from him. And they get into a little scuffle, and then he comes back over by the camp. And they all look like spitting images of one another, including the female that's back in the back. And the female's back here, where I drew the green line.
So
The
I've got
green arrow.
2 options. I'm debating either I'm going to jump pounce on 5
Oh, the Dungeon
or
Master?
6.
Oh, sorry, that's
later
after.
on.
That's later on, sorry.
5 or 6, depending on where 5 is at the time. And yes, I plan to make an acrobatics roll to do some pouncing.
Sure. I would love that. It's
So-
up to you. Because you got Breeze, he's pulled the bowstring back and he's letting go of that arrow, so
Well, then we'll go for 6. Because I have
Okay.
80 feet of movement.
Yeah.
well 6, yeah, you know 6 is back there just from like hand gestures and stuff from Breeze.
Right.
You actually haven't seen him because of the wall, but yeah, you know, and then now
Yeah, but once I pounce on that wall and do like a little kung fu flip, I'm going to see him anyway.
okay.
Cat-like reflexes.
All right, so you're going to be running in. You're going to be dashing in with an advantage. And so Meechin, she's going to charge in. She nods. 0-10 and Ander, 0, you, looks like you get everybody, well, actually, Ander, you get everybody blessed. So you can go ahead and put the bless attack. I see you put bless on Rain, bless on Meechin, and bless on Breeze. So 0-10, what are you going to do now, 0-10, as all this is starting to unfold in front of you?
I'm just going to be ready. I'm not going to move forward. I'm not going to give away my position.
Okay, very good. So everything
Right,
starts to happen.
I'm going
Rain-
to take my shot on Orc 5 when he's
Okay.
in the middle of the actual walkway.
Okay, so you're waiting till he moves this way. So
Yeah.
after a couple of minutes. Okay, great. So that happens. So on that note, this is where we're going to end our first session. So this is going to all happen simultaneously. And you guys are going to be attacking with advantage. So Meechin, she's charging in. Rain, she's charging in. She's going over towards the orc on the wall that you had described to her. You're shooting at the orc. And everybody's blessed. Zero's got a spell ready. And great job on the first night, guys. Great job.
Yeah.
I can't believe that 4 hours already flew past. Almost
Yeah.
4 hours flew past. And time flies by when you're having fun. So good job and congratulations on level 2. I wanted you guys to be level 2 before I put you into the pit of the lion. So